Hey, how's everybody? We're doing something new today, something I haven't done before. Do you guys watch David Dubine at the Adapt 2030 channel? He was saying the other day when I was watching one of his videos that when his basil plants go to flower, so let's rewind a little bit. When your basil plants go to flower, if you prune them, okay, and you cut those flowers off, your basil plants will double and sprout, and you'll end up with a larger bush, okay? So that's one of the things we're doing today. We're gonna pick all the flowers off the basil, so we're going to encourage the plant to get thicker, right, and bush out more. And I'll show you how to do that. But in the process, he says what he does is he keeps all the flowers from his basil, he puts it in vinegar, and he makes a basil flower vinegar for salad dressings. So my Thai basil is really flowering, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the old hat off my head, and we're going to cut all the flowers off the basil, and we're going to stick them in my hat, and when I get home I'm going to find a jar that we can make vinegar with, or put vinegar in, and we're going to put all these Thai basil flowers into that vinegar, and we are going to make what apparently is an absolutely delicious basil flower vinegar for salad dressings. All right? Okay. So all these purple flowers, that's my Thai basil. And it's my second favorite basil, only to Genovese basil. Okay, so we got the old hat off the noggin. We're gonna throw that right down in the dirt, and we're just gonna start trimming basil flowers. So the trick here, let's see if I can, you know what, I'm gonna show you on my Genovese basil how to do this, because it'll be easier to see. Okay, let's see if I can zoom in here. Hang on a minute. Everything is so thick that sometimes it's hard to set up angles. Okay, so here's a flower. Okay, so what you do is you don't want your flowers to grow, so you follow that flower stem back to the next node, which is right here. Okay, and then what you do, you take that off. Now this small branch and this small branch are going to grow out in a Y and continue bushing out your basil plant, and it will get bigger and bushier and bigger and bushier. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So Thai basil is a little trickier to do because the plant's built a little bit differently, but we're gonna do the same thing. So we're gonna come down here to the node right before it. We're just gonna chop them off. And we're just gonna save all of this Thai basil. And we are going to make a delicious Thai basil vinegar. Because they've got to come off either way, right? And if I can find a secondary usage for them without just literally throwing them back over my shoulder, then that's what we're going to do. So same thing. These are just longer stems, but you just backtrack to the node before it, cut them off. See? That's pretty though, eh? Nice and purple. Awesome. Another plane. Figures. Hey Sean, are you trying to film content for your channel? We sure are. Oh, okay, hang on. Let me send a plane up. We're gonna have a pretty substantial Thai basil harvest this year, which is nice. You guys leave me a note in the comments. Do you guys grow Thai basil in your gardens? I've grown all kinds, from little tiny bush basils. I've grown basil that smells like vanilla. I've grown cinnamon basil. Last year we grew golden green towers basil. That was massive plants, massive basil plants, and that was really tasty. So we're just gonna work our way through here, cut all these flowers off, because we don't want this plant to think that its season's over, right? And by cutting all these flowers off, you're essentially telling the plant, no, you're good. You just keep making leaves. Don't make flowers. Make leaves. Because we don't want them. We don't want these plants making flowers. Because once they start making flowers, it's telling the plant, oh, season's almost over, guys. So let's make flowers so we can make seeds and carry on our life cycle. But we don't want them to carry on their life cycle in that fashion. We want them to just keep making delicious leaves. If you guys ever go out for pho, depending on how you pronounce it, that's a Vietnamese soup. Delicious. And what they do is, when you get your plate delivered, or your bowl delivered, they always give you a bunch of bean sprouts on the side and a handful of Thai basil, and you put it all in your soup, and it spreads that beautiful Thai basil flavor all into your soup when it hits that hot water. So that's what we're doing here. We're just gonna trim this off, but at the end of the season I won't be making any pho, but what I will be doing is running all of this basil through my dehydrator, and then I'm going to have it to use over the winter. And I might just, depending on my timeline in the fall, I might just dig up one of these basil plants for the Thai basil and bare root it to clean all the insects and everything off, and repot it and take it home and grow it over the winter. Because as long as you keep it fed and happy, basil's pretty easy like that. It's not too picky. You know, you just gotta give it what it's required. And plus I'll be setting up my greenhouse this winter time again. I'll probably end up setting that up actually before winter even hits. Maybe by roughly the time I'm tearing this garden down, I'll probably be setting up my other garden. Okay, I gotta go around to the other side of the plant to deal with those ones. So I'm gonna keep going. So I have a big old hat full so far, and I've done about a third of the basil. See? So I'm gonna do the rest, and when I get home and I find a jar, we'll carry on with this video, and we'll make some basil vinegar. All right? I just walked in from the garden. I'm at home. So I've washed the basil. I've dried it off with some paper towel. Just gonna figured it's probably better to start with a dry product, right? I've got a quart jar. So we're gonna take this basil, stems, flowers, leaves, The whole thing. We're going to stuff it in here. Like this. Get it all in. Oh, this smells so good. I really like Thai basil. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Okay, there we go. So we got a jar stuffed with basil. I don't know if the light's picking up the purple flowers. It might not. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Now, also, you guys have probably seen in your social media feeds about vinegar being reduced to 4% by volume. Okay, I was just at the store. I did not buy this one yesterday, but I was at my local grocery store yesterday. This brand Selection is still selling 5% by volume vinegar. Okay, so I have not seen this reduction in percentage as of yet, so I can't vouch that it's happening, but keep your eyes open, see what happens here. All right, so we are just literally going to take vinegar. And we are going to fill this up like that. And an extra shot just for good luck. Okay, put the cap back on the vinegar. All right, so now we need a lid. We need a ring, which I put over here. And now I'm going to let this sit for a little bit. And we're going to see what happens. Actually, you know what we do want to do? We do want to get all of this below the top of the vinegar. There we go. So I'm going to put this in my cupboard where it's not going to get exposed to the sun. And I'm going to let this sit for, oh, I would say a few days at least. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen to the plant material in here, to be totally honest. I don't know if it's going to break down. I don't know if it's going to be actually, you know, preserved in the vinegar. Quit! That's Thor telling me that there's someone walking past the front of my house. So I'm going to put this someplace out of the sun, and I'm going to let it sit. And so you guys should try this too. And so the next video is I'm going to make a salad dressing with this. I'm going to show you guys how to make a salad dressing. To be honest, I'm really looking forward to it. So there's all kinds of ways of preserving your food, and this is one of them. Because think about it. Now I'm turning what would have been a waste product with those flowers, because normally I just cut them off and throw them in the grass, and now I'm turning it into a delicious salad dressing vinegar. The vinegar is already starting to turn a little purple. All right, I'll get back to you with an update when an update happens, okay? All right, guys, like, share, subscribe, do all those things. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you would put in a salad dressing with this, okay? All right, take care. See ya.